Hello, everyone. I am wanting to vlog about my master's degree experience. But before I do that, let me close out of these applications because I actually am getting done with, let me put this down. I'm getting done with with my internship. This and last semester. This, first of all, today's date is February the 22nd of 2023. And I have been in school since August of last year, where I initially started this graduate program. It's been very interesting, to say the least. Definitely challenging in a lot of different areas. And just the internship factor, along with going to class, has been challenging in some ways because internship is kind of like extra on top of your required attendance in class, your required assignments, and things of that nature. So that's a new layer for me because I did not have to complete an internship during my undergraduate years. I did complete what we call an externship during my culinary school days, but it was just the externship. It wasn't school on top of going to the actual site to hone your skills. So that's been quite interesting for me because it really takes a lot of balance. And that's the most difficult part about really this master's degree program. First of all, first and foremost, I am in the social work master's degree program. This program, and I'm not sure if there are any other programs that are similar to ours out there, but you're taking a lot of classes, okay? And I know most people will see this and be like, well, you're in graduate school, you're going for your master's degree. No, ma'am, no, sir. Most graduate programs are taking 9 credit hours per semester. And that's standard for most. And I understand every graduate program is not created equally. However, 9 credits in your master's degree program is considered full-time. We are taking 15, 16 credits a semester. So almost double of what almost double of what is required in most graduate degree programs. This program, unless you have a BSW, which is a bachelor's in social work, is 2 years long, which I'm kind of kicking myself because I'm like, if I would have known that this was a path to get to where I was trying to go, then I probably would have switched my major in my undergrad years. So I would have only done a year. I would have been just about done. But you know, that's just the way it goes in school. And this is kind of a consequence of not having a proper advisor, a mentor, someone that is guiding you throughout your educational journey or career. So I am not surrounded by people who have experience in their master's degree period. The only person that is close to me in my family that has a master's degree is my dad, and he went to school in the 80s. So a lot has changed since then. He has an idea of what's required to complete this master's degree program, but again, he doesn't completely understand because everybody's experience while going to get a graduate degree is a little different. And it's certainly different if you are taking a different graduate program. My dad was a business, he has a business in a master's degree in business. So quite different. different tempo, different requirements, different set of knowledge and skill sets. But for me, in this master's degree program, it's not the work is hard. The hardest part is really time management. And I can't stress that enough. When I talk to people about me and my experience so far in this graduate program, it is time management. You will learn to manage your time, especially in the Masters of Social Work program, okay? Because you're not only having to complete 15 to 16, I'm not 100% sure. I want to say it's 15 credit hours. It may even be, let's see, I'm taking 6 classes, 5 of which are 3 credits. So yeah, 16, excuse me. It's 16 because I'm taking 5 classes that are 3 credits each, and plus 1 seminar class, which is 1 credit, which don't get me started on that because that class, the requirements do not equivalent 1 credit, okay? But, so yeah, 16 credits. And on top of that, I have to meet a 14-hour-a-week internship for now. This is during my generalist year. Now, when I move into my clinical internship cycle, which is this coming fall semester, the requirement will be 20 hours a week, on top of the required classes. So it's been time management, and you really learn in this program how to take advantage and utilize your time wisely. Now, everybody's not going to come in automatically knowing or perfecting the skill. We're honing the skill during this process of going to school. And what compounds it for me is that I'm not a traditional student. Okay, so I started my educational journey after coming out of the military and having some time to really think and ponder on what I really wanted to do with my life. What is the next career that I wanted to get in? What do I enjoy doing? And me going to culinary school was just a way for me to kind of decompress from being in the military. I was in active duty for almost 11 years. And so, and I joined when I was 19. So joining so early in life, although an adult, you don't really have time to really think about what it is you want to do after you come out. Now, they're getting better at allowing sailors, Marines, soldiers, airmen, coasties, the opportunity to kind of like shift gears prior to discharging or separating from the military. They're getting better about it. From my knowledge, they have better programs that allows a better transition. But, I got out in 2014 and they weren't quite there yet. So it was kind of like, hey, 3 months, maybe 2 months before you're going to be getting out, prepare for it, and best of luck to you. Here's the VA, do all of that stuff over there. So I didn't really have that opportunity to properly prepare. But during that time frame of me coming out and me going to culinary school, which was really a godsend for me because I was very stressed. Me just looking back in hindsight, I was probably stressed since being on sea duty, which I started sea duty in late 2008, and then got off of sea duty and transferred to a support center in 2012. So we're talking about 6 years of just being high stress, high energy. Now, I won't say that the support center was super stressful, but it had its stressful periods, and that has to do with the structure of each department, with more particularly my department. Anyway, don't want to get too far off track. Bringing it back center to the master's degree program, I'm not a traditional student, so I started this journey late in my 30s. I won't say late 30s, but I did certainly started it late. I was in my 30s. I still have a video of me doing my public speaking class, and I was pregnant with my youngest child right now. So it's been a journey. I started this journey officially in 2016. I did take semesters off, maybe even a year or so off of school, just in the interim of me going to school, because I didn't really know what I wanted to do. I knew that I wanted to be somewhere in healthcare, in medicine, and that's initially what I was going into to do, was to become a pharmacist. And I felt comfortable with that because I have experience and knowledge in pharmaceuticals. Um, so I figured, why not? But as I entered school, and as most children and most people who enter school, whether they're a young adult or whether they're an older adult, sometimes the course can change. And so for me, that changed, especially when I hit those chemistry classes. That changed. Not saying I couldn't have bared the grit. I certainly could have, but just considering the fact I have 3 kids, I have a husband, I have some personal things that are, I'm living life. There's other things that are going on outside of me going to school. I have a whole house to maintain. I have myself to maintain. So I figured, hey, I wanted to go into occupational therapy. And then from occupational therapy, I looked at my transcript and I looked at, what it was I was trying to accomplish, my physical state, because I do have some limiting factors physically wise. And me facing reality of me starting, this journey a little bit later, and realizing that I may end up becoming more limited physically sooner than some of my counterparts who may also be going through the program. So I thought, hey, I have the gift of gab. I like to communicate with people. I've always been a person who helps folks. Why not go into the psychology field? And so I changed my major to psychology, and here I am now with a master's, or going for the master's in social work. And so it has been a very rewarding journey, I would say, because I've met a lot of awesome people in my cohort. The class sizes are a lot smaller because the cohort itself, especially full-time, which, by the way, I'm a full-time student, traditional student, which means that I am actually required to attend classes in person and fulfill the full-time requirement for the internship. So the full-time hours are a little different than the part-time hours, because they do offer this program part-time. However, it would take about 3 to 4 years to complete. I think it may take 4 years to complete. But nonetheless, I'm here. And my husband was just looking at me like, you're crazy. You had a okay job that was holding down the family, and you just decided to go into this program. And obviously I could not maintain that job and do this program, this master's degree program at the same time. Mind you, our economy is taking a downturn, still is. Inflation is like really high right now. The cost of living has increased exponentially. And so, yeah, it was very turbulent there in my beginning process, and not really having the support that I needed from my own immediate family members. And, my children not really understanding what exactly I was doing. They knew I was going to school, but they don't fully understand like why I'm having to go back to school. So it's been very challenging in a lot of ways, but very rewarding in a lot of ways of attending this program and going through this program. I feel honored to be able to be a part of it. I feel honored to be a mother of 3 girls, and showing them that they don't have to give up on their dreams because they have chosen to become a mother. And mind you, I was a stay-at-home mom for a while. Matter of fact, my children's whole life, my middle child, my youngest child, of course, Their whole life I was a stay-at-home mom, aside from me going to school here and there. And when I was going to school, it was night school, or I was able to do a lot of the classwork online, especially during the beginning parts of the pandemic. But the program itself, the material is not hard at all. At least for me, it's not hard at all. The hardest part is motivating yourself and, again, managing your time, because as I am not a traditional student, I have other duties and obligations. And even if you are a traditional student, you're going to have to give up some of your personal time in order to dedicate some time towards this program. Now, do I give up all of my extra time? Absolutely not. And I try to honestly avoid having to do too much schoolwork on the weekends, because that's the time that my girls are and my husband is at home, and they deserve a piece of me as well, because I am the one who chose to go back to school. So I have to make the sacrifice of allotting time for them and not just my schoolwork. So it's a struggle to balance and juggle everything in the master's degree program. It is a lot of ripping and running for this master's in social work, especially because too I live about 45 minutes away from the university. So I have to attend four classes per week. So fortunately, this semester I was able to get one of my classes online, and then the other class is technically a class for your field/internship. So for my classes, I have to attend on campus, but I have one class actually tonight, one class Wednesday nights, and then I have 3 of my classes tomorrow. So on Thursdays, I'm at school from 1:30 to about 9 p.m. at night. That class is supposed to get out at 9:30, so it can go all the way to 9:30 p.m. My class on Wednesday nights are from 6:30 to 9:30 p.m., but we normally get out about 8:45, because that's a military class, and he's prior Navy. I'm prior Navy. And if you know anything about military courses, especially I can only speak for Navy. We don't really BS around, okay? Get the material out there, get the information out there, and if nobody has any questions, we're done, okay? So, but yeah, I just wanted to kind of check in and vlog about my experience so far. Again, very turbulent in the beginning, and that's something I would definitely recommend to anyone who is starting a journey in a graduate program, who's not a non-traditional student, meaning you're married, you have kids, or you may be going back at an older age. Make sure you have the support of those who are around you. Make sure they understand the amount of dedication and time and energy and effort that you are going to have to put into this program, because that could be a make or break. And that's real talk. If I did not have the mental soundness, and if I did not have the ability to cheerlead for myself and to support myself, and I know that sounds crazy, I probably would have sank, to be honest, because even in undergrad, taking 6 classes at one time, that is not an easy feat, and not many people ever take 6 classes at once, okay? I did it my last semester of my undergrad, and I always find my life to be ironic in that way. Like, there's a piece of my life that prepared me, or is preparing me for future things to come. So it's ironic that the last semester of my undergrad before graduating, I had to take 6 classes, because I had a minor too, and I was missing 2 classes. So I had to add those 2 classes on, or drop the whole minor altogether. And so, yeah, it's a lot. It's very rigorous, but it's very doable at the same time. And if you are not able to be in a position to where you can financially support yourself, or you don't have like a spouse who is in a position that can financially support you and the family, then do it part-time, because even at part-time is 3 classes, which technically is full-time for most other grad programs. But I'm very excited to see the many different ways in which I can use this degree. I'm excited about the doors that it's going to open for me. I'm excited about having the skill and the knowledge that will be required of me in order to have impact an effect on certain populations, like advocating for them, supporting them, maybe fighting for policy changes, definitely doing some interventions and doing some one-on-one therapy with some of the veterans and their family members, or even just the general population. I'm really excited to see what the Lord has for me. And yes, I am Christian, but not that that's a big deal, but I'm really excited to see what's in store for me, because I honestly feel like this whole journey, everything has just been building on top of each other to get me to the next stage. So if we look at it like from a spectrum or a lens of a video game, like you got to pass level 1 and get to level 2. And that's really life. And that's really the graduate program. Like these classes you have to take in order. You can't really say, I'm going to take this, and this semester. No, you have to take it in the chronological order in which they have the classes set up. So it's really exciting. And I just wanted to really vlog about my experience thus far. Are there some gripes about the program? Sure, for sure. One, the whole field internship thing, especially for the generalist year, I feel like they could have found some way to have some kind of stipend or some kind of pay for individuals who are doing internship. If you're requiring us to be in class and spending all this time going back and forth to campus to get to class and spend all this time in class, and you're having us take so many classes, and you're having us do internships, and of course we have to allot time aside for the assignments and papers or the collaborative projects that are so many in this program. I honestly feel like they should be advocating for the students to have some type of compensation, because let's face it, we don't have enough time in the week to work full time. No way. And I take that back. Won't say no way, but it makes things very difficult. And I know a lot of people who started off full time in some of their jobs, and they have had to transition to being part time. And I know maybe one person in our cohort who's full time, but I'm not certain if their job is working with them. And some jobs are understanding of the load, and they may allow a little bit more flexibility in those employees' positions. So I don't know the intricate details of that person, but I do know it's one. And I told her, I said, look, I tip my hat off to you, because there is no way that I would be able to work full time. And if I did, I would have to sacrifice time somewhere else. And so, but yeah, so this is my check-in. This is my second semester. I want to say this is week 7 in the spring semester, week 7. So we're just about halfway through the semester already. And I'm excited. I'm really excited. Another important update is that I did get the scholarship. I applied for the VAs, which is the Veterans Affairs Health Professional Scholarship Program. And look it up if you're not sure what it is, but it's a really good scholarship program. You do you have some obligatory time that you have to give the VA after graduation, which I'm completely fine with, because to me it's like, hey, it's a foot in the door, and it already pretty much guarantees I have a job in a federal position when I graduate from school. So I don't have a problem with me giving back the time that they are requesting or requiring for paying for my school. But that's pretty good news. And on top of that, they give me stipends every month. So you can't beat that. You can't beat that. And these aren't some chump change. These are pretty decent sized stipends every month. So yeah, that's pretty exciting to get that news and to hear that. I just did an interview for my clinical internship, which is coming up here in the spring semester, but we're already preparing for it, because obviously if I'm going to be interning with the VA as well, there's a process. Any federal job or government job that you get, there is a lengthy process. And applying and meeting the security standards and doing all of the testing, whether it's fingerprint testing, background checks, the UAs, things of that nature. So pretty excited to see what's coming up. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So just doing a check-in. I probably will check in, I don't know, maybe towards the end of the semester. I feel like there's so much that I have to do. I just have to organize my time. So, and these are good things that I have to do. So anyway, I'm done rambling. I'm done talking because I do want to get an assignment done before having to go pick up my girls from school. If you have any questions, or if you too share this experience, let me know down below. It'll be very interesting to hear from you, and just to kind of share some conversation around a shared experience. So yeah, look forward to hearing from you all. If not, that's fine too. And I hope you found this video informative, and we'll talk with you in a few months. All right, bye.